More than 80% of drivers damage their cars without even realizing it. And if you drive an automatic, there's a good chance you're doing at least one of these things right now. Small habits. Everyday moves. Things that feel harmless. But over time, they quietly shorten the life of your transmission, your AC system, and your fuel system. And the scary part is this. Just one of these mistakes can turn into a $4,000 or $5,000 repair bill before you see it coming. Today, on AutoJ World, we're breaking down 15 common mistakes that are destroying automatic cars across the United States every single day. Stick around, because the last ones are the most expensive and the easiest to avoid. Mistake number 15. Shifting from reverse to drive without fully stopping. This one is extremely common in parking lots and driveways. You're backing out, you're in a rush, and before the car comes to a complete stop, you slap the shifter into drive. That single move forces the transmission to instantly reverse the direction of power while internal components are still moving. Inside your automatic transmission, clutch packs and gears are designed to engage smoothly, not to fight against each other. When you shift while rolling, you're asking those parts to absorb shock they were never meant to handle. Over time, this causes accelerated wear, harsh shifts, hesitation, and eventually complete transmission failure. In simple terms, you're making the transmission slam on its own internal brakes while changing direction. 1 second of patience could save you $4,000. Always come to a full stop before shifting. That habit alone can add years to your transmission's life. And if you think that's bad, wait until you hear what the next mistake does to your air conditioning system. Mistake number 14. Using the AC recirculation button incorrectly or not using it at all. That small button with the circular arrow is one of the most misunderstood controls in American cars. On a hot summer day, many drivers leave fresh air mode on while blasting the AC. That means your system is constantly trying to cool outside air that's 90 or 100 degrees instead of recirculating the already cooled air inside the cabin. This forces the AC compressor to work significantly harder, increases fuel consumption, and dramatically shortens the life of the system. I've seen compressors fail before 60,000 miles simply because drivers never used recirculation. Replacement costs in the U.S. typically range from $800 to $1,500 depending on the vehicle. But leaving recirculation on all the time is also a mistake. In cold weather, it traps moisture inside the cabin, fogs up windows, and makes defrosting less effective. The correct approach is simple. In hot weather, use recirculation to cool faster and protect the compressor. In cold or humid conditions, switch to fresh air to clear moisture and improve visibility. Your AC system was never designed to cool outside air non-stop. Treat it properly, and it will last much longer. And if you're ignoring that, chances are you're ignoring something else too. Mistake number 13. Driving on an almost empty fuel tank. In most modern American vehicles, the fuel pump is located inside the gas tank and relies on gasoline to stay cool and lubricated. When you consistently run low on fuel, that cooling effect disappears. The pump runs hotter, wears faster, and is far more likely to fail prematurely. On top of that, when the tank is nearly empty, sediment and debris at the bottom get stirred up and pulled into the fuel system. This can clog the fuel filter, damage injectors, and cause misfires or rough idle. Replacing a fuel pump in the U.S. usually costs between $400 and $800. A set of clogged injectors can easily run over $1,000. In colder states, low fuel levels also increase condensation inside the tank, which can freeze fuel lines and leave you stranded. Keeping your tank above a quarter full isn't just convenient. It protects your fuel pump, improves reliability, and prevents unnecessary stress on the engine and transmission systems. And speaking of warnings people love to ignore, this next one lights up your dashboard for a reason. Mistake number 12. Ignoring warning lights. Driving with the check engine light on and pretending it's nothing is one of the fastest ways to turn a small issue into a massive repair. Sometimes it really is a loose gas cap. Other times, it's a misfire, failing oxygen sensor, overheating transmission, or low oil pressure. You won't know unless you scan it. According to AAA, ignoring warning lights is one of the leading causes of roadside breakdowns in the United States. The transmission temperature light warns you before internal damage occurs. The oil pressure light signals lubrication failure that can destroy an engine in minutes. The battery light warns of charging issues that can leave you stranded. These lights aren't suggestions. They're early warnings designed to save you money if you act in time. And while we're talking about things drivers overlook, this next mistake quietly destroys transmissions every day. Mistake number 11. Not using the parking brake in an automatic car. Many drivers believe automatics don't need it. That's completely wrong. When you park without engaging the parking brake, the entire weight of the vehicle rests on a small metal component inside the transmission called the parking pawl. That part is roughly the size of a finger and was never designed to hold a 2-ton vehicle, especially on an incline. Over time, that stress can cause the pawl to wear, crack, or fail. When it fails, the car can roll, even in park. Replacing that tiny part often requires removing the transmission, turning a cheap component into a repair bill well over $1,000 in labor. Using the parking brake takes pressure off the transmission, protects internal components, and keeps your car safely in place. It's not optional. It's essential. And even if you think you're doing everything right so far, the next mistake damages your car from the inside out, slowly and silently. Mistake number 10. Coasting in neutral. This is when drivers shift into neutral while the car is moving, usually downhill, thinking they're saving fuel. It sounds smart on paper, but in real life, it does the exact opposite and creates new problems. Let's break it down. In modern American cars, when you lift off the accelerator while staying in gear, the engine cuts fuel injection almost completely. Zero fuel. That's called deceleration fuel cutoff, and it's built into virtually every modern automatic. The moment you shift into neutral, the engine has to idle to stay running, which means it keeps burning fuel the entire time. So instead of saving gas, you're actually using more. That's problem number 1. Problem number 2 is control. If something happens suddenly, a car pulls out, traffic stops, or you need to accelerate to avoid danger, you've got nothing. No immediate power, no engine braking, no quick response. Problem number 3 is wear. Shifting back into drive while the engine is idling puts unnecessary shock on the drivetrain. On top of that, without engine braking, your brakes do all the work, which means faster pad wear, hotter rotors, and higher repair costs. Some drivers do this for years and then wonder why their brakes wear out early or their transmission starts acting strange. Stay in gear. Let the car work the way it was designed to work. Mistake number 9. Revving the engine when it's cold. This one shows up every winter, especially in colder U.S. states. Someone starts their car on a cold morning and immediately floors it like they're on a racetrack. That's one of the fastest ways to shorten an engine's life. When the engine is cold, oil is thick and hasn't fully circulated yet. Revving hard at that moment means metal-on-metal contact where lubrication hasn't reached critical components. Pistons, bearings, camshafts, and valve train parts are under stress with minimal protection. The same goes for transmission fluid, which is also thick and slow to circulate when cold. I've seen engines develop piston slap and valve train damage within months because of repeated cold revving. One case cost nearly $5,000 to fix. The correct approach is simple. Start the car, let it idle for 30 to 60 seconds, then drive gently for the first few miles. Once everything is warm and fluids are flowing properly, then you can use the power. Most long-term engine and transmission wear happens during cold starts combined with aggressive throttle. Treating your driveway like a drag strip is a guaranteed way to pay for it later. Mistake number 8. Leaving the car in drive on hills all the time. Many drivers stay in D even on long or steep downhill stretches, riding the brakes the entire way. That puts unnecessary heat into both the braking system and the transmission. Automatic transmissions are equipped with lower gear modes for a reason. L2 or S mode exists to provide engine braking. When you stay in drive on a steep descent, the transmission constantly manages heat and pressure while your brakes absorb most of the load. Brake pads overheat, rotors glaze or warp, and transmission fluid starts breaking down. I've seen rotors glowing red after long downhill drives because drivers never downshifted. One customer came back from a mountain trip with warped rotors, ruined pads, and transmission fluid that smelled burnt. The repair bill was close to $900, all because they didn't use a lower gear. On hills, drop into a lower gear and let engine braking control speed. It saves your brakes, protects your transmission, and gives you better control. Mistake number 7. Driving through deep water. This one catches a lot of drivers off guard. It looks harmless, just a big puddle or flooded street, but it can destroy a transmission in hours. Automatic transmissions have vents to release internal pressure. On most regular passenger cars, those vents sit low, right on the transmission case. Drive through deep water and those vents can suck water in. Once water mixes with transmission fluid, the fluid turns milky and loses its lubricating properties. Even worse, water breaks down the bonding material that holds clutch packs together. Once that happens, slipping is almost guaranteed. And here's the scary part: draining the fluid doesn't reverse the damage. I've seen transmissions fail the same day after driving through deep water. One driver thought everything was fine, parked the car, and the next morning had no reverse. The rebuild cost over $4,000. Unless you're in a properly equipped off-road vehicle, avoid deep water. Oil and water don't mix, and that rule applies perfectly to your transmission. Mistake number 6. Delaying oil changes. Skipping oil changes is one of the most expensive forms of laziness. Engine oil is the lifeblood of your car. Over time, it breaks down, gets contaminated, and loses its ability to lubricate and cool internal components. I've opened engines where the oil turned into thick sludge, camshafts worn smooth, and valve covers filled with buildup that looked like tar. All because oil changes were ignored. The same logic applies to transmission fluid. Many drivers never check it, assuming the car is fine because it still runs. I've seen engines seize on the highway because a $50 oil change was skipped. That decision turned into a nearly $4,000 engine replacement. Most vehicles need oil changes every 3,000 to 5,000 miles, depending on driving conditions. Synthetic oil lasts longer, but it does not last forever. Check your owner's manual, not social media. Clean oil should look clean and smell normal. Dark, burnt-smelling fluid is a warning sign. Neglect oil long enough and you're not maintaining your car, you're slowly destroying it. And if you think that's bad, the next mistake might be even worse. Mistake number 5. Ignoring transmission fluid condition. Just like engine oil, transmission fluid doesn't last forever, no matter what the brochure says. Over time, it breaks down, gets contaminated, and loses its ability to lubricate and cool internal components. Many manufacturers love to use the phrase, lifetime fluid. Let me translate that for you. They mean the lifetime of the transmission, which you just shortened by believing them. As fluid degrades, it collects metal particles from normal wear, stops managing heat, and turns into an abrasive slurry inside the transmission. Instead of protecting parts, it slowly destroys them. Transmission fluid should be checked regularly. It should be bright red or light amber and smell clean, not dark, brown, or burnt. Most automatic transmissions in the U.S. need fluid service somewhere between 30,000 and 60,000 miles, depending on the design and how the car is driven. I've opened transmissions with barely 100,000 miles and found sludge thick enough to wipe with a rag. The owner always says the same thing: the dealer told me it never needed changing. And now they're staring at a $3,500 rebuild. If your car doesn't have a dipstick, that doesn't mean the fluid is magical. It means a shop needs to check it. Slipping shifts, delayed engagement, or burnt-smelling fluid are your transmission begging for help. Change the fluid early, because once it starts slipping, you're not fixing it. You're replacing it. And speaking of heat, this next mistake is cooking transmissions alive every single day. Mistake number 4. Leaving the car in drive at long stoplights. Sitting in drive feels harmless, but inside the transmission, the torque converter is still working even when the car isn't moving. That constant movement creates heat as fluid shears inside the converter. On hot days, especially in heavy traffic, that heat builds fast. Temperatures can rise by 40 to 50 degrees in minutes. Heat is the #1 killer of automatic transmissions in the United States. Not mileage. Not age. Heat. Shifting into neutral at long stops reduces load on the torque converter and allows fluid to circulate with less stress. That means lower temperatures and less long-term wear. Remember, your transmission relies on the engine's cooling system. A clogged radiator, low coolant, or failing water pump doesn't just affect the engine. It cooks the transmission from the inside. Transmission fluid starts breaking down rapidly above 200 degrees Fahrenheit. By 240 degrees, it's effectively destroyed. Seals harden, clutch packs glaze, and metal parts warp. If your temperature gauge ever creeps toward the red, pull over immediately. Do not keep driving. Overheating once can be enough to shorten your transmission's life dramatically. And if you think heat is the only silent killer, wait until you hear what this next habit does. Mistake number 3: overfilling engine oil. Some drivers think adding extra oil is being proactive. It's not. Overfilling can be just as damaging, sometimes worse, than running low. When there's too much oil, the crankshaft whips it into foam. Foamy oil doesn't lubricate properly. It causes oil pressure instability, starves bearings, and increases internal resistance. I've seen rear main seals blow out simply because someone added too much oil. Oil ends up everywhere, including soaking the transmission housing. One simple mistake turned into a $1,200 repair. The dipstick isn't a suggestion. It's a measurement tool. Always check the oil level after a top-off or oil change and keep it exactly at the recommended level. More oil does not mean more protection. It means more damage. Now, here's a mistake that feels helpful but actually does the opposite. Mistake number 2: warming up the car incorrectly. Many drivers let their car idle in park for 10 minutes, thinking they're protecting the engine and transmission. In modern vehicles, that's unnecessary and counterproductive. Engines and transmissions warm up faster and more evenly when driven gently, not when idling. Long idle times waste fuel, increase carbon buildup, and do very little to warm transmission fluid. In cold climates, transmission fluid thickens significantly overnight. Thick fluid doesn't flow well, which causes delayed shifts and extra internal stress. The right method is simple. Start the car, wait about 30 seconds, then drive gently. Avoid high revs, hard launches, and aggressive throttle for the first few miles. This allows fluid to circulate properly and brings everything up to operating temperature faster than idling ever will. Cold starts combined with aggressive driving are a major contributor to premature transmission wear. And finally, the most overlooked mistake of all. Mistake number 1: not warming up the transmission before driving aggressively. Transmissions rely entirely on hydraulic fluid. When that fluid is cold, it's thick and slow. It hasn't reached every clutch, valve, and gear yet. Flooring the throttle right after a cold start starves those components of lubrication at the exact moment they're under maximum load. Pistons, bearings, gears, and clutch packs are forced to work under stress with minimal protection. Modern transmissions do have temperature sensors and adaptive shift logic, but they cannot protect against a driver who demands full power from a cold drivetrain. The solution couldn't be simpler. Start the car, let it idle briefly, then drive calmly until the temperature gauge begins to move. Think of it like stretching before a workout. Your car needs its fluids flowing before you push it hard. Do that consistently, and you'll add years to your transmission's life.